Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 141 of Classic Leap. My name is Scott, and I'll be hosting tonight. I've got Dustin with me. What's going on, man?
Not much. I'm refreshed from vacation, but I didn't get much gaming done.
Yeah, okay. Well, it'll be a short episode, no problem.
Yeah.
We missed last week because schedules were crazy, and yeah, you were on vacation. Where did you take off to?
Well, Thursday through Sunday, I was in Gatlinburg, Tennessee.
Okay.
And we were around. We had a big cabin, and it was myself, my wife, Solomon, and her entire family. So it was like 15 of us.
Oh, nice. Okay. So you had people there to watch Solomon, too. You kind
Yes.
of do your own thing a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit. That's when I did the go-karting.
Nice. How was that?
It was all right. The go-kart itself was kind of small.
Okay.
The steering wheel was like up in between my knees, so it was kind of hard to steer.
Yeah.
And it was a little faster than I was anticipating. Like I was going down this corkscrew, and I was trying to go as fast as I could so I could keep up with other people. But like at the same time, my tires started to skip a bit. So I was like, okay, I had to back it down a little bit, and but I kind of got left behind. But it was fun. It didn't stop it from being fun.
Awesome. I don't know what to do with my light. When I turn my light on, my face is shiny as hell. And if I turn my light off, this is good for our listeners. I look blue, so I don't know what to do. I think I'll just leave it on. I was gonna say I haven't been doing a whole lot either. Just golfing. Did you, while you were there on vacation though, did you get a chance to race with anybody, or were you just solo?
There were other people there, but I kind of got left behind by all my family.
Okay.
But there were like a two-seater with some ladies in it that I was kind of neck and neck with.
Gotcha.
But she was pretty aggressive.
There was two people in the same cart?
Yeah,
That seems like a ripoff. Like, don't you want to be the
Yeah.
driver?
yeah. But there was two steering wheels. I don't know.
There was?
It was like the driver's ed version of a go-kart.
Okay. Weird. So cool, man. Any arcades or anything that you saw?
So what?
Any arcades?
Yeah, there was actually one near the cabin that was pretty good. It actually had like a Metal Slug 3 cabinet. It had a Mortal Kombat 2 cabinet. I think there was a Marvel vs. Capcom. So it had some good stuff in there, but I didn't go into to play any of it.
Oh, come on, man.
Every time we went down there to swim.
Oh,
So
gotcha. Have you taken many trips with Solomon?
once or twice to North Carolina.
Okay, so this wasn't one of the bigger ones?
Right. Well, actually, when we left Gatlinburg Sunday, we were halfway towards North Carolina, so we actually went to North Carolina like Monday through Tuesday.
Oh, wow, cool.
Yeah.
Nice, man. So, this is a video game podcast, so I promise we'll get to talking about video games here in just a second. I don't know, man. Are there any announcements that you have? I don't really have any. Nothing new with the channel or anything.
hmm
Okay, cool. Well, did you happen to get in on the Nintendo Humble Bundle, the Nindy Bundle or whatever it was called?
I saw it, but I didn't see anything worth picking up.
I bought it immediately. I just couldn't resist. Even though I'm not the biggest Mighty Switch Force fan, that game was kind of attractive to me. I already had Gunman Clive. They added some games to it since it first launched, and unfortunately I had all of them. But it was a good deal. It was $1 a game, basically. So for Nintendo to do that, it was pretty cool.
See, I own Guacamelee.
I say I didn't own that.
Whoa, Dave. I feel like I own that on something. Mighty Switch Force I own. Stealth Inc. I don't know if I have the second one. I do have the first one. I have SteamWorld Dig.
I didn't have
Runner
that.
2.
I had
Gunman
that.
Clive.
Had that.
Ollie Ollie. Yeah.
I didn't have Ollie Ollie.
The only thing I don't have is Moon Chronicles in the fall.
And that game was kind of weird. I heard it was awesome, but It's kind of a third person shooter on the 3DS. So I don't know. I don't like that nub as much as I was hoping that I would.
No.
So
I heard good things about the fall though.
really,
Yeah, Vinny Caravella talked about it last year for the game of the year.
okay.
He talked about it quite a bit.
Have you been listening to the Giant Beast cast?
No, I need to subscribe to that.
Yeah, it's been pretty good. The first two episodes were really good. They had Jeff Backlar from CNET on. He was a really good guest. And then it looks like Giant Bomb hired a new guy to be out in New York. Austin Walker, maybe is his name?
That sounds right.
Does that sound right? Okay. He's been pretty good on the Beastcast as well. So, yeah, it's been cool. As far as other gaming news, is there anything that jumped out to you that you wanted to talk about?
E3's coming.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, you just watched the Fallout 4 trailer.
Yeah, it didn't really have any gameplay. It looks like Fallout.
Yeah. I've never
There's
played
no
a
Ron
Fallout
Perlman.
game, so, what'd you say?
There's no Ron Perlman voiceover. That's unfortunate.
Was there in New Vegas in 3?
There was for 3.
He's Hellboy, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. War never changes.
What Fallout games have you played?
3.
Just 3? Okay.
Oh, I played a little bit of the original.
I have 3 in New Vegas, but I've never tried them.
They're pretty cool. I don't know. They're kind of like they're a mix between an open world RPG, something similar to Oblivion or Skyrim, mixed with first person shooting, but not very good first person shooting.
Oh, okay.
But I don't know. I played the third one quite a bit.
So, who knows? Maybe I'll get caught up in the hype and try one of them out. E3 though.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's around the corner. I've been kind of staying dark on E3. Have you been following any of the rumors or anything?
Nope. I saw on Giant Bomb they had scheduled that they're going to do like live streaming.
Yeah,
that's basically what I'm excited about.
Yeah, all that content that they'll have out, that'll be sweet. Yeah, I mean, when it comes to E3, I don't know. I never get that excited for it.
Yeah.
It's when we're going to see the most amount of gimmicks. You never know. Everyone's obviously trying to put their best foot forward, so you're never quite sure if you're just buying into the hype or if what you're seeing is really legit and awesome.
Yeah.
So I try to temper my expectations. But yeah, I'm looking forward to the Giant Bomb stuff a lot.
Yeah, E3's lost a lot of its luster after the consoles came out.
Mm-hmm.
So at this point, it's just software, which is good because we need good games for these new consoles and stuff. But it's not as exciting.
Yeah, I'm wondering what Sony's going to be doing, because that's what I'll be exposed to more. More of my friends have PS4s than they do Xbox Ones.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll be following that more closely. And I'm really excited about the PC press conference that they're going to have.
Oh, yeah.
So that should be really interesting. Speaking of PC stuff, did you follow any of the news around Valve and Steam today? Or yesterday, I should say.
I hadn't seen anything about it.
There is a release date for Steam boxes. It's going to be coming in November. They're going to range between about $450 and I think $750. So that I thought was interesting. Those are finally coming to market. I don't know. Let's say your PC takes a dive, and you have to build a new computer. Would you try to do a budget PC, or do you think that you would go for a Steam box?
I would go budget PC probably.
I think I would too.
Over a Steam box. Is the Steam box? I mean, they're kind of billing that as a like a Steam console, right? Is it a or is it a proper PC?
No, it's basically a Steam console. I think that you may be able to. I could be totally wrong here, but I'm under the impression that you could maybe hook up a mouse and keyboard to it
Okay.
and get into because it's a fork of Linux or something like that. I don't even know if I'm saying that right, but it's a version of Linux that it's running. So I think that you can get into stuff outside of Steam OS, or at
Okay.
least you'd be able to get access to maybe put another OS on it.
Hmm.
So that's kind of cool. Uh, I'm not gonna get one, and I'm really interested to see the reviews that come out for it, or for them, I should say, just because I think that a lot of people could utilize this for streaming of games that they can't run natively. So
Okay.
something
Yeah.
like The Witcher, for example, isn't on Linux. But if you have a Steam machine in your room, you could play Portal, you could play Half Life. There's a ton of games that are available for Linux. I think there's like 200 or 300 for them. So there's a pretty decent library there. And then when a game's not available for Linux, if you already have a machine that can run those games, you can just stream them from there. I don't know. My home
Okay.
network isn't real strong, so all the streaming solutions that I've tried have not worked well at all.
Yeah.
I've tried the Steam and home streaming, but my problem is I have a Wi-Fi repeater in my house to get a Wi-Fi signal to my room.
Hmm.
That's fine for watching YouTube, watching Netflix, stuff like that.
Hmm.
But since it's another access point, there's that extra step of latency in it.
Hmm.
Horrible for gaming.
Yeah, I imagine.
And I'm not the motherboard in that spare PC doesn't have Wi-Fi built into it,
Oh
so
no.
I'm using a USB dongle that I got for maybe $5 or $6 on Amazon. So not an elegant solution. So I haven't had an opportunity to have it work really well. But have you seen these things where you can turn your outlets into Ethernet ports?
I have not.
So you basically replace your I if I'm remembering the Amazon listing correctly, there are these electrical socket replacements. So you still get your sockets and stuff, but they also have Ethernet ports, and it sends data through your electrical lines in your house.
What? That's cool.
So I mean, it sounds like a fire hazard, but it's still pretty
Yeah.
cool.
Man.
Fun stuff there. So you can, if you have the money, you could replace a lot of the sockets in your house and maybe get decent internet that would be hardwired. Because even if it's not the fastest, it should be pretty consistent.
Yeah.
Of course, in my bedroom, my lights flicker a little bit when my AC comes on. So I've got some iffy wiring somewhere in the house. So another thing that is cool. I won't spend too much time on this. But there's a new hero in Heroes of the Dorm. It's the Crusader from Diablo 3.
Hmm.
Did you play much Diablo 3? I
I
know you
played
tried it out.
the demo.
Okay, so no. So and I, if I'm remembering correctly, you didn't play it since there's been all these patches and this Crusader hero. I'm not sure if that would have been an option for you. Because yeah, didn't you try the like a 7-day trial or something like that?
Yeah, it was whatever the like the like what do you
It was
call it?
like friend pass or something like that.
Yeah, it was like 12 levels.
Okay,
I could play it up to 12 levels.
it's not bad. And then did you happen? I guess her name's Johanna. She's gonna be a warrior. She's been really annoying to play against, and I see a lot of her right now in the game because she's brand new, so a lot of people bought her.
Hmm.
Just yeah. Since I don't have anyone to talk Heroes of the Storm with, we'll move on. You did install the game though, didn't you?
I did.
Okay, there we go. I got Josh to play with me last weekend.
Right on.
He claimed that he had a good time. I'm not sure how much of a good time he actually had. But yeah, so that was cool. Did you see that the Xbox 360 that the Xbox One has a new controller coming out?
Yeah, I did. It has a 3.5 millimeter jack. Would that work with like the headphones you get with like an iPhone where it has the microphone like built in?
I I, I didn't read the article that I've got linked here, but I think that's the idea
Okay.
because that's how your PS4 controller works, right?
Yeah, but I've never actually tried to use
Like an iPhone
any
or a phone one.
right, yeah, I just always use the pack-in one.
The pack-in one seems really crappy.
Yeah, I don't know. I've used it like one time, and that was to yell at PT.
Was it kind of like Zelda where you had to yell into the microphone?
Hmm.
Okay,
That was
interesting.
at least that was the rumor.
PT seems crazy. You still have yours installed, right? So
Oh yeah,
your PS4 is worth like $4,000 now.
yeah. It's on eBay right now.
I've been playing a good amount of PS4 actually recently. I beat Rogue Legacy again, but I said that I would that I was playing with my friend
Hmm.
on his console. We finally beat it. It took 248 deaths, and when I did my personal playthrough, it was 257 deaths.
Hmm.
So we did better as a team, but it took us longer. We pretty much. He said that he might have played that game an hour without me, and our game time was 22 hours and 8 minutes.
Right on.
That's a lot of local co-op.
Yeah.
Oh, it was fun though. It was really cool. Oh, I forgot to talk about Steam refunds. I meant to talk about that before I jumped into the 360 stuff. So yeah, did you see the new refund policy for Steam?
I did not. Is that just like you don't like a game, you get a refund?
Yeah, that's one of the
Hmm.
criteria. It
Cool.
seems like a wide net that's cast as far as reasons that you can get a refund on your game, and I believe that you have 2 weeks to claim for a refund, and you can't have played more than 2 hours of the game.
All right.
So I don't know. It seems really fair, except for some of those like tiny indie games. Yeah, I hope that some of those people don't get taken advantage of and ripped off.
Oh yeah, that's a good point. Yeah.
Because a game like Journey, even though it's out on PC, I don't think that took me 2 hours to play.
Right.
So, yeah, I don't know. Has there been a digital game that you've bought that you wish you could have gotten a refund on?
Not on Steam. That new Flashback game was pretty bad.
Flashback.
Yeah. It was a remake of Flashback for the Super Nintendo and Sega Genesis.
Okay.
It came out on 360, and I picked that up because I love the first one,
Mm-hmm.
and it's not good.
Okay.
So,
Uh, for me, I would have to say Monster Hunter. Even though that's a Nintendo game, I bought it
mhm.
digitally, and I put maybe an hour or two into it, and I paid $60 for it.
Bummer.
Yeah.
Was that in three?
Yes. That was like a couple years ago, but I'm still burnt from it. And then also, the Steam controller is going to be released in November as well. Or maybe it's October. I don't know. It's this fall. Steam boxes as well might be October instead of November. I might have that wrong. But the Steam controller, I don't know, man. I'm going to have a hard time not picking one of these up.
Is this the one that has the concave? Did they ever fix that? Or not fix, but did they ever change that?
I don't know if they did. But it still has the two track pads. You have a joystick,
Yeah.
your Xbox buttons. I don't know, man. Curiosity is going to kill me on this one because there's not going to be any demos or anything. It's not like I'm going to be able to go to our Best Buy is really little, so it's not like I'm going to be able to go to Best Buy and try that thing out. I'm just going to have to wait on. And there's no way that the reviews aren't going to be incredibly mixed.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't know. And not speaking of, but going back to Nintendo, did you see that there was a rumor that the next Nintendo operating system was going to be Android based?
Yeah, I heard that. Uh, I wonder. I wonder how, like, all of the OS, or is like how much. I can't seem to form a sentence about what I'm trying to say. I'm sorry, everyone listening. It's been a long day today. Um, but yeah, it makes me wonder, like, just like how much of it is going to be on the front end.
I would imagine very, very little. It'll probably be a lot like the Amazon devices.
Right.
Have you
Yeah.
used a Kindle,
Hmm.
Fire, or anything like that?
Yeah.
That doesn't feel much like Android, except for some of the clunkiness.
Yeah.
I will, admit that there is some clunkiness to Android, but yeah, I bet it'll be like that. And my first thought was, well, this will make it easier for people to develop games. This might make it a platform that Unity or Unreal Engine, whatever the Unreal Engine iteration is at that time, maybe it'll have an easier time running on something that's a lot more open. Because I know there are Unreal Engine games on Android, and obviously there's Unity games. So it'd be cool if a lot of these game engines would have an easy time getting translated over to the way that Nintendo's deciding to build their ecosystem. Because the rumor is, anyways, that a lot of game companies, other than the fact that the Wii U didn't sell a lot, it was not the easiest thing to develop for.
Mm.
So, yeah, I don't know. I thought that was really interesting.
I guess this ties in with him going mobile also.
I really hope not, but I think that you could be onto something. Like, I hope it's just one of those things where they're like, hey, this is an open platform. We can just use it. It'll cut costs and make things easier to develop for. Let's just go with that instead of them coming out with a Nintendo phone.
Yeah.
So,
Nintendo phone.
yeah, I don't even. It'd be all red and blue with a M on it.
It wouldn't do anything.
Look, yeah, it'd be laggy. You couldn't sign into any of your accounts with it. You lose your phone, you lose everything.
You'd have to have instead of phone numbers, it would use like a 16-digit Nintendo ID.
Friend code.
Yeah, friend code. Yeah.
So, and then the last thing in the news that I wanted to cover this week was the announcement of a new Mega Man animated series.
That's cool.
I thought that sounded pretty awesome.
Yeah. Solomon will be stoked.
Oh, that's right. He's gotten real into, and he'll be 4 or 5 when this comes out.
Oh yeah, he's gonna love that.
What's has he moved on with having different favorite characters, or is he still gravitating to the same ones?
Just the same ones right now.
Gotcha. Cool. But yeah, my buddy sent me a link from superherohype.com that 26 episodes were ordered for this, and it'll be out sometime in 2017. So thought that was cool.
Cartoons are good nowadays. I think that's gonna be awesome.
Yeah, like the Ninja Turtles cartoon.
Mm-hmm.
Wouldn't it be great if they, even if it's something as simple as Mega Man 11?
Yeah.
It'd be nice if Capcom would come out. No, excuse me. It would come out with a game during this, because this series is going to line up with the 30th anniversary of Mega Man.
Oh wow. Okay.
So it'd be cool if there was some sort of 30 years for Mega Man. That sucks.
He's gonna be driving a minivan and
Yeah.
picking up the kids at soccer practice.
Instead of having a soccer game, we'll be playing Mega Man Junior Soccer.
Yeah.
Wasn't there a Mega Man soccer game for Super Nintendo?
Super Nintendo. Yeah. It's just gonna be you sitting on the stands waiting for your kid to get done.
Oh yeah, kind of like those coaching simulators. You could be a parent simulator.
Yeah.
You're yelling at the ref, or not yelling at the ref. Oh, of course you yell at the ref as a parent, but yell at the coach that your kid's not playing enough. You got to do like backdoor deals between practices and get your kid more playing time. That'd be sweet. Well, cool, man. So, what have you been playing?
Well, I've played some Bloodborne. It's been a while since I played Bloodborne. Unfortunately, when I go back to it, I'm probably gonna die more frequently than usual until I get my muscle memory back. But I almost cooled on it enough to put it down.
Really?
Yeah. I got to a boss called Rom. The spider. It's more descriptive than that, but his name is Rom, and he's a big spider. And when you run towards him, he has like little spider minions that come down.
Okay.
And he will start firing like projectiles from a distance that will come down on you. And he has an area of an attack where he will detonate this explosion and hit you if you get in close to hit him. And it was just a lot to try and deal with at one time. So I died to him a few times, and I was like, well, okay, I don't want to try this again. I'm going to go a different place. I know this optional area. I'll go through that. I went through that, got to the boss of that area, and I died a few times. And at that point, I was just like, I'm done with this for right now. I put it down. And I think it was just a matter of I should have stopped playing before I got to those bosses, because I wasn't thinking tactically. I was just trying to get through it. Mm-hmm. And that's a recipe for failure in those kind of games.
Yeah.
So what I did was, after I had those failures, I upgraded my weapon. I went from like a +6 Holy Blade to the +9, and I think I got a couple of levels up also. And I went back and actually beat both of the bosses after that.
Oh, nice. Okay.
I just I took it slow and thought about it and played smart and actually beat them. And after that, I got back into my groove.
Okay. I actually started watching the new series on Giant Bomb, or going back to Breaking Brad's. You ever watch any of those where Brad tries to do hard games?
Mm-hmm.
So this one's called Breaking Bradborne.
That's a good title.
And it's showing him going for the Platinum Trophy.
Oh, wow, okay.
And remember when we were on the spoiler cast, and I think this is the boss Mike was talking about, the giant dog that's on fire? Yeah,
I remember
that. It's like ridiculously hard in the Chalice mission for the Platinum Trophy.
Mm-hmm.
And there's like, I'm going to estimate 4 or 5 hours of Brad playing this on Giant Bomb.
Oh, man.
With, him and Jason A. Striker. It's pretty entertaining. They just get frustrated, and since they're just going for the Platinum Trophy, when they take Brad would try for 2 hours and not get past it. Then they would come back a week later and try again, but they'd both been doing research on the internet. So then they would try new techniques on how to beat it, and then finally, ultimately, he's able to. It was pretty entertaining to watch. But after the spoiler cast, I kind of got into Bloodborne a little bit.
Right on.
In fact, I tried it.
Wow, all right.
It's not a game for me, I don't think. I don't like fighting with triggers.
That is weird, yeah.
I kept wanting to mash buttons, and it wasn't working for me. I think I could eventually get used to it. But, yeah, the little bit that I tried, it was kind of like, I'm not real sure about this at the moment.
Yeah.
But, yeah, so anything else about Bloodborne?
It's still good. I love the art style. I need to get back to it.
Yeah.
That's basically it. I didn't get much gaming in over the vacation, but my brother-in-law Scotty, he brought his PS4 with him to the cabin, and they hooked it up in the theater room, which
Oh,
had like stadium seating and a projector.
that
And
had
I
to be sweet.
played. Yeah, it was pretty sweet. It had a really good sound system too. And I played some Need for Speed Rivals.
How was that?
It was pretty cool. I wish it had a cockpit view. I think that would have been really good to have up on the
Oh
projection screen.
yeah,
But the third person like behind the car view was pretty good.
cool.
I played as I think you can play as both the cop or the criminal, and I was playing as the criminal.
I never played any of the Need for Speed games.
They're pretty good. They've gotten really like they've changed quite a bit over the years.
Really?
Like if you play the original Need for Speed for it was like a licensed game. It was like Road and Track presents Need for Speed.
Really?
Yeah, it's crazy, and that came out on the 3DO and the PlayStation One.
Okay. 3DO.
Yeah,
That's an older series than I thought it was.
yeah.
Well, good deal, man. So you're going to have grounds to fire me from the show.
Oh yeah.
I played with amiibos.
Uh, to what capacity?
Okay. So it was gambling. My friend Keaton has almost all of them. And it was Super Smash Brothers, and he had them all these different Mario characters. I had 8 different Mario characters, like Bowser, Mario, Luigi, Peach, blah, blah, blah. And everybody puts in money and bet on an amiibo that's going to win, and you set up a computer fight. So it's AI versus AI, and you're gambling on which amiibo is going to win. We had 7 of us betting, which means that there was one character unclaimed, right? Because like I said, it was 8 on 8, or 8 versus everyone, and the one character not chosen won. So the money carries over. Apparently, these guys do this every Thursday night.
Wow.
They get together and they play games, and in the background, let Super Smash Brothers run. We did it for an hour and a half. It was crazy.
See, that's not that bad.
No, but it was interesting. What was cool, what was a lot of fun, was my friend Keaton has a lot of computer hardware, so he set up 5 Heroes of the Storm stations. So we were all in the same room playing Heroes of the Storm together. It was like a mini LAN party.
Man,
It was pretty cool. It was actually a lot of fun.
that's a lot of hardware.
Yeah, dude. He's got, no exaggeration, he must have 10 to 20 360s. I don't know how many I can count 5 computers. But this didn't even count his gaming laptop that he's got. Like, it's nuts. I've talked about my friend that has a lot of arcade machines. This is the guy.
Oh, okay. So that's kind of his thing.
Yeah, he's got
Okay.
stuff all over. We joke that his son isn't going to be allowed in the basement until he's like 18. Because Keith's got all this like rare stuff. It looks like a kid's room because it's all video games and anime and TVs everywhere and whatnot. But it's all real valuable. He's got a really cool collection. Like a Virtual Boy. I played Virtual Boy over there. It was sweet.
Do you still have a headache?
Yeah. No. I didn't really get that dizzy from it. It wasn't the most comfortable thing. It's not like a 3DS where you could play for hours. But I didn't put it on and immediately get sick feeling or anything. And then I watched a really cool thing on ESPN, their YouTube channel. So, have I ever talked about the ESPN 30 for 30 mini documentaries with you?
I don't think we talked about them on air, but I know what you're talking about.
Okay. Well, they have this online version called E60.
Okay.
And they did the evolution of sports video games.
Huh.
And it goes back to the old Atari days and how they're doing motion capture and stuff now for them. And it was really, really good. Very well done. I would highly recommend that. I'll link that in the show notes. And And then I already mentioned that I beat Rogue Legacy again,
Mm-hmm.
which was a lot of fun. But check this out. So I got an email from Mike T yesterday, and he started asking me for advice on building a budget PC that could run games.
Okay.
So I was able to put together for him a $550 PC that's going to be able to run Witcher 3 on medium settings.
All right.
So he'll have like a good console experience, but his wife, I think she's a computer scientist or something like that, uses Linux a lot at work. So she's going to use this for work purposes, and then he's also going to utilize this for some light gaming and whatnot.
Okay.
So it'll be a nice little PC for him. And yeah, $550 and got him a decent quad core processor, 8 gigs of RAM, a decent graphics card, good power supply, decent case. We traded YouTube videos back and forth. He found one and I found one that we both watched, and then I made some slight tweaks to the one that he found actually. And
Right on.
with that. So yeah, I'm excited to see how that build goes for him. He's going to do Windows and Ubuntu, I think.
So he does he have a Windows key already?
No, but
Okay.
you can download that demo version and
Mm-hmm.
sign up for Windows 10, and they'll give you a free upgrade.
Oh, all right. So
So,
it's free Windows 10.
yeah. Yep.
Right on. Okay. Did that include like keyboard, mouse,
No.
monitor, speakers, none of that?
No, he's got that stuff.
Okay, cool.
So all in all, to get a complete working PC, you'd probably be looking at close to $700 if you didn't have
Yeah.
anything, and if you needed Windows, $800 then.
Yeah.
Still reasonable though.
Yeah. Yeah, if you're not looking for gaming, you could easily just not bother with Windows and get a Linux distribution.
Yeah, exactly. So I think that's what they use at work, so they're both used to it, so that won't be a problem for him. But hopefully he'll start getting into maybe some video production stuff.
Oh, that'd be great.
Yeah, start putting stuff up on YouTube and whatnot. So
Yeah.
and speaking of Mike, we got an email from him.
It's pretty good.
So there's no subject line here. And he writes in, after playing over 40 hours of The Witcher, I have a better review. Boned a witch. Had to kill her. Loaded last save. Sent her home to bone her later. Boned another witch. I told her I loved her. Lol. Boned a third witch. Told her I loved her double. LOL. 10 out of 10. This is 2016's 2015 Game of the Year. Well, because there's Bloodborne. I thought that was a pretty good email.
Yeah.
And then also, we got a comment from Mike on our YouTube channel, and he started checking out that guy you talked about, Epic Name Bro.
Yeah.
He's a fan of him.
Yep. As everyone should be.
I have not tried him yet. I know you've recommended him a couple of times. I got to give his videos a watch. He does more than just Bloodborne, right?
Yeah, totally.
Okay,
He's
cool.
done. Let's see. He's done all the Souls games. If you're not into that, he's doing The Witcher 3 right now. Binding of Isaac.
Okay.
Valkyrie Profile. Vagrant Story. Cave Story. Good stuff. Yeah.
He's got good taste. Good deal. And then we had some other comments on last episode. Some here from Zarek, our buddy over at Zarek Gaming Channel. Xearrrik is how you spell Zarek. But yeah, he writes in and he goes, he's talking about the last episode. We started talking about Metroid a little bit.
Yep.
He writes a comment here on our last video. Metroid is a bit dated, but compare it to games of its time. Although there's a reason you have to use the grappling hook so much after you get it, it's teaching you how to use it. So that's in direct reference to when you and I were complaining about the grappling hook in Axiom Verge.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, he's right. Like, they definitely are trying to get you to use it. Oh, shit. I didn't talk about that. I beat Axiom Verge. How did I forget to put that on the show notes?
Man.
So, Axiom Verge, I cooled on it a little bit,
Uh-huh.
and it was a bit of a grind. And then I went to the point where I was just feeling too lost and wasn't having fun jumping around and just looking for stuff. So, went to a couple FAQs.
Hmm.
And some of the stuff I was like, oh my gosh, I'm so dumb. And there was one area that I never would have found without an FAQ. So yeah, beat Axiom Verge. I loved it. It was a really good game. But now that I've completed Ori and I've completed Axiom Verge, it's still Ori for me, man.
Yeah.
Both great. And Axiom Verge, it's just amazing that one guy did all that.
Yeah.
Do you think you'll ever finish it?
Yeah, I'm sure I'll go back to it. My only problem with the grappling hook is a double jump just feels better.
Yes.
It just does. It feels much better.
Yep. I would agree with that. So he continues on. He said there's also a great video on the Game Theorist talking about this. Might give you a bit more appreciation for the game. It's called Hidden Tutorial in Super Metroid. And then he claims that he never received a Wii U invite from me, but we corrected that. We're maybe do some Mario Kart together. He's also he was planning on the time about getting Splatoon.
Hmm.
And actually, I got an instant message from Demez last night while I was playing Heroes,
Hmm.
and he said Splatoon is freaking awesome.
Oh, all right.
So and then yeah, Zarek went on to preload Splatoon now. It's given him a video idea that we may be interested in. He lives in a Comcast test area. They changed his rate plan. He's got a 300 gig data cap. That stinks.
Same here.
That's what you have too?
Hmm.
Man. So he says, when I opened the Splatoon downloader and saw the very small file size, I was relieved. Just over a year ago, such a file size for a AAA title would have given me apprehension about the game's quality. Interesting. It's weird that you use a game size as a barometer whether it's good or not.
Yeah.
I'm so used to indie games, which I'm sure he is too. I know that he's playing like The Escapist on his channel and stuff like that. I guess I don't think about file size. But he says, it got me thinking about the caps. It got me thinking about the effects this cap has had on my life. None of those effects are anything less than bad. It's also affected my purchasing habits. Data caps need to be removed. I agree.
Yep.
I spend less money on I spend less money on Comcast competitors now. That alone is enough to make data caps something the government should look at. I mean, if they're controlling markets and not letting it be free,
Yeah.
which is ironic that I say that, saying maybe the government should step in. That's not exactly a free market, but when you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But if Comcast is, I would love to see evidence that data caps are needed because of real infrastructure problems.
They'll never do that because I don't think it exists.
Exactly. So, and then he goes, this is not the sort of content I make. I'm not sure if I'll make it or not. I normally would have responded with a message like this, but I really was downloading the game. So, a message figured you'd be interested as well. So he's just basically saying that I might be interested in knowing that Splatoon was small and might be interested in the game. Zarek, definitely let us know what you think of the game. We know Demez likes it. Be interested to see if you like it. Everything I've heard, Dustin, has been pretty positive about Splatoon.
Hmm.
Short matches. It sounds like the lack of voice chat's not a problem.
Yeah.
So that's cool.
I don't think anybody talks to anyone on the internet nowadays anyway.
You know, the only time I do is when I hop on Skype with friends playing Heroes or something like that. I did play Gauntlet with. Remember playing Gauntlet about a year ago?
Hmm.
I busted that again with a friend of mine. That game's still fun. Okay. So, at this point, yeah, I think we're done with the episode. Is there anything else that you wanted to add?
No. Uh, I apologize for being so. It's like the sleepy cast.
Yeah. We've had one of those before. I think that's what it was called.
Mhm.
It's like episode 22 or something like that. But yeah, want to thank everyone for listening, and I want to thank Mike for writing in. They had a really good Cartoon Retrocast after show, so go ahead and check that out. The easiest way to get all their information, I think, is facebook.com/Cartoon Retrocast. They've got a website as well, but I don't think that updates with the after show. I want to thank Zarek very much for writing in as well. Really appreciate it. Go check out his stuff. His gaming channel is awesome. And I want to thank Ben Landis very much for letting us use his song Through the Forest as the intro music to our podcast. You can get that in our show notes if you're interested in the album. We're on Stitcher, iTunes, SoundCloud. No one listens to us on SoundCloud, but I feel like that's a good archive for us. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, we're on Twitter. You can like us on Facebook. Twitch is twitch.tv/classic_elite, and we record the podcast live. So if you're interested in seeing what we look like, you can go to our channel, or if you just want to catch us while we are live, you can do that usually on Thursday nights around 8 p.m. Eastern. That's when we usually record. And youtube.com/classicelite. That's classic L337. I want to thank everyone very much for listening, and this week I'll be playing a song from DJ Cutman. It's a song called T-Bird, which is a Battletoads remix with a 90s feel. I hope you enjoy, and we will see you next week for episode 142.